And now it's time for the Insiders with Chuck Chvala and Scott Jensen, sponsored by the Wisconsin Counties Association and Michael Best Strategies.
Hi, I'm Scott Jensen, former Assembly Speaker.
And I'm Chuck Chvala, former Senate Majority Leader.
And we're the Insiders. Chuck, here we're getting to the end of the campaign. We've seen a lot of television ads throughout all of this. Each side is trying to get the voters to respond to the issue that matters most to them. So let's talk about what the Democrats are doing and the subject of abortion.
I think abortion is going to be a big issue. Democrats, a lot of them are closing on this, and I think the best ad that I've seen out there on it is the Evers ad, which takes a number of 12-year-old girls, talks about how they can't drive a car, they can't vote, and yet Tim Michels would require that they carry a child to term if they've been raped. I think it's a powerful ad. It's really understated, but I think it's really powerful, and I think it is the issue to close on for Democrats.
Well, Democrats are clearly trying to make abortion the top issue during this campaign. Polling suggests that they're not getting very far, and independent voters rank it 6th or 7th. So the ad that you mentioned, I think, is less effective than another ad that we're seeing from the Democrats on abortion, and that's the one where they mention that Tim Michels Foundation paid a grant to an organization that is tracking women who go to abortion clinics based upon their phone. I say this as someone who's pro-life and who's going to be voting for Tim Michels. That sounds creepy. And I think that goes beyond the issue of abortion. I think that makes that ad much more effective than a traditional ad with regards to abortion.
I think that's true, and that's maybe part of the reason why Michels is falling behind. On the crime side, though, taking a positive Republican ad, Republicans obviously make crime a big issue. Not, frankly, that this is being caused by Democrats, although they want to make it seem that way. But the endorsement ad that Michels has, where he has a number of cops, it's Cops for Michels. This is being done by a variety of Republicans and Democrats because they all want to say, we're there for law enforcement, and actually, Democrats have a good argument. We want to fund shared revenue, which pays for cities to have more cops. But I do think that that's an effective ad, and I do think that people respond to the crime issue. And here it was in the 1990s when you and I were around. That was the issue. Now it seems to be coming back, and in fact, crime has actually gone down. Democrats have been in charge while that's happened, but that's not the way that people necessarily perceive it.
Yeah, people do perceive it as crime is going up, and I would argue with you about the statistics. Crime is the #2 issue in this race. The economy is #1, crime is #2. Republicans are smart to play this card, and the Tony Evers administration gave them a whole bunch of material with all the people they let out early. I think the most effective ad for Republicans on crime is the one where the woman, Jean, describes her sister and the fact that her sister was beheaded, and the man who did that has now been let out of prison by Tony Evers' parole commission. Regardless of where you want to go on the facts in that issue, that is an emotionally impactful ad. It makes really quite a connection with the voters.
I think the thing that Scott and I both agree on is that we think, and voters think, that they're voting on issues. Really, they're voting on emotion. And so what happens is, whether you're on the Democratic side or the Republican side, you try to grab the issue and then you try to make it an emotional pitch. And that's what's happening in both ads. I think Democrats will have the better of it coming up to November 8th.
I don't think anyone will miss the ads, though, when we get to the election day. We'll see.
We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Insiders with Chuck Chvala and Scott Jensen, sponsored by the Wisconsin Counties Association and Michael Best Strategies.